Probably the best thing about working here to me is the people that you get to interact with. That's one thing I would think about being on this campus versus the main campus, is it's much more laid back and relaxed atmosphere. And the people here, I think as a result of that, are just much more friendly and easygoing, and just a pleasure to work with.
I enjoyed the work, the daily work, because I felt like it was something that was trying to be achieved that would help the farmers in the future.
I think, we in Athens on our main campus we have a very strong ornamentals program, and so with Michael Durr, Alan Armitage, Sean Reuter, Carol Robacker, all those individuals, Dong Lin, we have a tremendous impact in the ornamental world, and then we have Peggy down here, who's a leader in the peanut genomics and so forth. And then I hope, at least my small program here in applied vegetable work, complemented with Dr. Juan Carlos down here, who does a lot of applied work. I hope that this helps us stand out as one of the top programs in the Southeast.
Our interaction has been significant through the years. Dr. Nesmith has been a plant breeder for a number of years, and has given the industry quite a few varieties like Rebel, and also Lapahaw was a rabbit eye variety. And since I've come here, I have worked on irrigation projects, trying to develop an app so that growers will have a way to gauge how much water they're putting onto their plants, and when to put the water onto their plants, considering environmental conditions and the age of the plants and how many plants are in the stand. I've also worked with a number of different products and have shown that things like calcium really don't have a tremendous benefit to blueberries themselves. The environment has a greater impact. I've also looked at other micronutrients being applied onto the plant and shown that the uptake is not significant. Generally dropping, a lot of growers now are reconsidering using micronutrient programs as a spray program, and are generally putting a lot of their micronutrients on the ground so it's available to the plant. So that means we're getting a greater impact that way, and the Hort Department has been right in the middle of it.
I knew about the Coastal Plain Experiment Station when I was doing my master's in India. Dr. Glenn Burton came and gave a talk there, so I knew Coastal Plain Experiment Station before I knew UGA. That's one. Second thing is, after I came in here, as the time went by, we got into the, like mentioned to you about conservation tillage, but then I was working on the carrots, trying to find out why we don't go carrots in Georgia. And if you take a look at that, we are now number 4 carrot producing state in the country.
Well, certainly the work that's done on pecans here goes back much further than me. Ray Worley, who was a horticulturist, research horticulturist here for many years, did a lot of great work. He would do really long-term experiments on pecans, and that's one thing that pecans really need, because as a long-lived perennial crop as they are, it can sometimes take a few years to really see if what you're trying to get that tree to respond to is actually working. And he did experiments for 20 years or so, and really generated some great data to give good information on some of the fertility research and things that he did. Then, of course,
even before I came, important accomplishments include the use of controlled atmosphere in onion storage, which made a very important research impact in allowing the establishment of the very strong industry, which is the Vidalia onion industry, having the ability to store onions for longer periods of time. That really put the industry the Vidalia onion industry in a very important position to compete and to be strong as a business. So that...
But a lot of scientists here locally in Athens, other locations in the U.S., and then in several foreign countries are involved in sequencing peanut genome. So what that means is that we can now apply those molecular tools to facilitate breeding and cultivar improvement.
I think our research particularly has a very broad impact because we are leading in the marker system selection, and which tremendously reduce the time to breed peanut. And this is really the goal for all peanut breeding program that they wanted to adopt, to translate the genetic information into the actual breeding program and to make the better peanut quicker. So I think that's just a tremendous gain in the way that we are actually routinely using marker system selection in the USDA breeding program. And we actually already produce cultivar because of the marker system selection. So it's really encouraging, and we still have quite a few more in the pipeline that can be evaluated for the multi-stage test or anything like that to be released. So I think the impact is huge because peanut, has a lot of issues, and then if we can breed the best gene into peanut the quickest, that's the way to go.
Well, we had the best scientists in the world here. With UGA, USDA, ARS, all them, you always had a very diverse group of scientists. There's been a lot of different, like sweet potato varieties released here, blueberries, mustardine grapes, a lot of variety work that are, where the varieties that the farmers grow in this area came from the work that we've done here at this station.
You think about it, years ago, vegetables were produced on bare soil, and the transplants were produced in the soil directly, and we as a department helped in establishing the technology to allow the production in seedlings in trays, to use of plastic mulches, which make a tremendous benefit in improving the quality and the yield of the vegetable crops. The use of drip irrigation as well. All those having great impacts to help the vegetable industry in the state. And I think Tifton has played an instrumental role in that.